Hello, welcome to Around the NBA, a playoff edition presented by the Ultimate Sports Show. Joined as always by Manny. Medina is out today, so it's just Manny and I here. Manny, obviously this finals, everyone, we're getting used to it. It's different, but you know what? It's still playoff basketball. It's still two good teams that made it here. God, what a series it's been. I mean, we're at game number 3. We just wrapped that up. And honestly, you knew Milwaukee down 2-0 to start the series. They're going to come out strong. Everyone kind of already knew, like, you're not going to expect Phoenix to come in here and take charge of their building. They mentioned it on the broadcast too, saying that the last time that the Milwaukee was down 2-0 is in another opponent's arena, and that was the Eastern Conference Finals as well. And they came back in their building and took care of business. So, are you surprised by tonight? I'm not. Bucks win it 120-100. They just came out and absolutely dominated tonight, man. It was great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you said, they were not going to let them to come back. You know. Like, Phoenix already dominated the last 2 games, and they're not going to let Milwaukee was not going to let that happen. They absolutely annihilated Phoenix from the right get-go. And also shout out to Giannis. Giannis had a great game. He had 41 points, 13 rebounds. He literally looked like the Giannis Antetokounmpo that we're used to seeing the entire playoffs. And I'm very, very happy to see that because he had a bit of redemption because Middleton was playing a little better than him the past few games, so he really needed to show up because he's that number 1 guy. He can't let that number 2 guy outshine him every night. I mean, it's always good to have other players involved, right? But it's good to see Giannis finally take charge as a number 1 guy finally. And obviously, speaking of number 2 guy, Chris Middleton, he also had a very good game as well. He shot 3 for 7 from 3, 6-14 from the field, which is pretty much like almost 50% from the field, which is very good. And he had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Kind of like, not fully, but like kind of like flirted with a triple-double a little bit. He was close to that. But obviously Drew Holiday as well, he as well played a very good game. And there's a reason why they picked him up, Aaron, in the season, because they need defensive help. You can't have one guy in Giannis do all the defensive work. You needed guys in the perimeter to play good defense and to shoot threes because he really shot the ball very well. He shot 50% from 3 tonight. Good job for Drew Holiday and 21 points. And then obviously they had a great help from the bench as well tonight with Pat Connaughton shooting 2 for 4 from the 3. I mean, he didn't play many minutes, but we all know Pat Connaughton. He was in the 3-point contest like last year, I believe. So he's well known for shooting 3. So I'm not really shocked at what he did. Bobby Portis as well. I get he didn't shoot well from the field, but like he had some presence off the bench, which is very good for them. But I gotta get in on Phoenix for a bit, Aaron, because they had a horrible performance. I understand that Milwaukee wanted to have like that redemption game, that they came in their own arena and outshined the other opponent, but the way Phoenix was playing game 1 and game 2, I literally thought the series was going to be a wrap. I mean, before the series started, I said Bucks in 7, but after those 2 games, I literally thought it was going to be a wrap. I thought Phoenix was going to like win in 5 now because it looked like a dominant fashion for them in both the games. But Milwaukee really outshined them. But Phoenix, man, their star in Devin Booker did not play very well tonight. And
No.
I'm very shocked at that because he's been very consistent in the playoffs. But tonight, like if I'm going to look at the stats and tell everybody everything, Aaron, he only had 10 points. That is not Devin Booker-esque. And by the way, media, I thought he was supposed to be the next coming of Kobe Bryant. Kobe would have not played like this in a playoff game. 10 points, 1 for 7 from 3, 3 for 14 from the field. Like, I mean, I get players can't play well every single night. Like, that's like one off night he had, but come on. To have 1 for 7 from 3 and 3 for 14 from the field, that's like horrid. Like, he's got to bounce back if Phoenix wants to have another shot at possibly getting a 3-1 series lead, which I believe they could do that, even though I said Bucks in 7. Chris Paul, though, he has been someone that's been consistently great in these playoffs, and he was great in the regular season. Remember, he was I think top 4 in the MVP voting, so he can really like if Booker and Aiden are having an off night, Chris Paul is capable of carrying the load because he's done that many times in his career. Even though he's been on some Clipper teams that have came up short in the playoffs, he's known for carrying a heavy load. Like back in the day when Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan would have off nights for the Clippers, he would carry a heavy load, and he did it so tonight. Even though they lost by 20, he had a 19-point performance and a 9-assist performance. He was basically Chris Paul tonight, which was really good for him. And DeAndre Ayton too, very good game for DeAndre Ayton. Just the thing is, I just feel like I said before in the other videos that we've done, I feel like DeAndre Ayton should play with more of aggression, because I feel like if he plays with that aggression, their defense would look a lot better because Phoenix's defense obviously looked horrid. And he did have 18 points and 9 rebounds, so I'm not really bashing Ayton. I'm just thinking he should have a bit of aggression. That's all I'm saying. If people are watching tonight and they're saying, Manny, you're bashing Ayton, that's not what I'm doing. I just think he could be a little better. But another guy who's been very good, Aaron, in the playoffs for Phoenix, Jay Crowder. He has been a great surprise for them. And tonight he showed it. He had where have you heard a power forward, Aaron, besides Anthony Davis, consistently shoot well from the 3? That's basically what Jay Crowder has been doing in these playoffs. So, look, I don't know how they lost by 20. I know they didn't play much defense, but offensively, Phoenix didn't play that bad apart from Devin Booker. That's just my opinion on the game.
Honestly, they didn't play bad. I think honestly what got them in this game, the second quarter, they got outscored 35-17. I mean, when you're feeling it, don't get me wrong, Giannis was on a mission tonight, and you could tell. Yep. You could just kind of see that Kobe-esque eye in his eye that says, just get out of my way tonight. I'm not going to do this alone, and which he proved. Look, he got himself going. He's got his assists going there. He put up some great numbers tonight, obviously. An elite company with Shaq and LeBron and now himself as back-to-back 40-plus performances in a finals game. He was playing terrific tonight, but also he was great. He made the passes when he needed to make them. He kept this team involved, and he kept encouraging these guys, do not stop. I want you to just keep going. And there was a timeout that I think one of the cameras got that just literally had him tell his team, we got to keep this going. You can't be satisfied with a 10-point lead. I want us to be up bigger and just keep the lead going. Now, don't get me wrong. Phoenix got back into the game because they started hitting some of their shots. All of a sudden, next thing you know, this game was getting closer than we thought. I think they got it down to 7, and then then they called a timeout. I think Milwaukee went on an 11-0 run, 11 straight points, and just absolutely shut down Phoenix. And I think that was the big stepping stone there in the third of the fourth quarter. Honestly, they got outplayed technically on the scoreboards. They got beat out by 2 extra points in the fourth quarter, but it was the third quarter. I just feel like the third quarter, they needed a little bit of a wake up because they realized, look, they're still going to be on our tail, and in the finals, especially, we know leads are never safe, especially there. I mean, you need to keep battling. You need to keep putting up points. You cannot have any cold spell at all, or a team will just run you out of your own building. We've seen it before, and I thought honestly that's what Giannis did tonight. He was in. I don't think I even have any more words to describe how great Giannis was tonight. He just put up such incredible numbers tonight. He honestly played like his MVP self. If you keep putting up these numbers, there's no reason why they can't come back even this series. And honestly, it just can't be him though. It's just everybody's got to be involved continuously.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said before, you can't just have your one star do all the work. You have to have your full team contribute. Even though I was praising Chris Middleton, Giannis
Yeah.
was kind of under his shadow, like in the conference finals. Chris Middleton, you guys can debate this with me, but I feel like Chris Middleton in the conference finals had a better conference finals than Giannis did. But Giannis needs to be that number one guy if they want to win the championship. That's how it has been in the history of the NBA. If your number one guy is not playing like great, I'm not saying good, I'm saying great, you're not going to win a championship. Look at last year with the Lakers. Anthony Davis arguably was a better player than LeBron in the playoffs, but then in the finals, that's when LeBron, because we know LeBron's that number one guy in the Lakers, LeBron was basically the best player in the finals. That's why we won the championship. You need your number one guy to contribute in those big moments, and that's why I'm like you said, Aaron. Giannis had a historic performance. 41 points is definitely MVP caliber, because a lot of people even debated it last year. Should have not this year, I'm saying last year, should have Giannis got the MVP over LeBron?
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I know a lot of everybody on Laker Nation was basically like, no, LeBron should have won it because LeBron had a harder path to work with as a team. But Giannis actually proved tonight why he's the MVP for the past 2 years. Because in big moments, he freaking shows up. And his team shows up very well. Like, Giannis is basically that power forward version of LeBron because he makes his team better around him. Like, can you imagine if Chris Middleton was on a different team? Would he, that's the question I have, Aaron. Would he actually look like really good next if he wasn't with Giannis? That's a debate for another day, actually, if you think about it.
That's a great debate. Also, not only that, we were talking about Phoenix, or you talking about Phoenix as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know how great of a run Chris Paul has been, what he's been doing this year, like you were saying, and throughout the playoffs. I mean, he's honestly doing great. A lot of people are pulling for him this year, which I get it. Like, they want him. We don't know how many more years you're going to see Chris Paul in the league. I mean, you could only get 2 more years of him. You can only get maybe 2 more years of LeBron, 2 more years of some of the older veteran guys, and you got to take advantage, I guess, why they're here and they have an appearance to possibly win a championship. And that's how a lot of people are feeling right now. A lot of people have been saying, like, let him play out of his mind, let him keep going. But obviously, I think in this case tonight, Chris Paul was trying to do what he could. I think not only having Devin Booker, I mean, everyone says, a lot of people are comparing him to Kobe Bryant. And, I know we're having some technical issues with Facebook, but I know Tyson was saying, look, you can't get Kobe comparison dropping 10 points. And you're
Thank you, Tice.
Right. You're right. And we've been having, we've seen him go out there, drop 30. I think he dropped 31 in the last game that they played, and they won the game. I mean, you can't expect one guy to carry you. Obviously, we know in Kobe's history, he didn't just carry somebody. He had a team built around him. Everybody was contributing a lot more than 10 points, obviously. And, if you have a bad game like he did, look, he's young to the finals. It's his first ever appearance here. He's still learning. You're going to have a bad game. I mean, look, even Kobe Bryant and himself, a lot of people forget, like the game 7 in 2010, he had the worst shooting performance he's had in the finals ever in any playoff appearance, also as well. And look, people, and he still won the MVP for it. So, things happen. But you know what? You got to bounce back. And I think that's just how Devin Booker's got to play it out. I was kind of joking that says, look, he's been wearing the same shoes every series. Maybe he needs to switch it up. Maybe those shoes are burning out on you a little bit, and a lot of people use those. But I just think honestly he was just a little gassed too. Shot 3 for 14. It's just, I think the best move Monty Williams could have done was just pull him out of the game. Just, you're not having your stuff. You're getting, this game is turning into a blowout. There's no reason to keep you in this game. And I support Mark Jackson was saying it on the broadcast, about players. If you're not having your stuff and you're not there, let the coach just don't even come in the game. Let the coach actually make that decision to say, some people will let them run back out there. And I just think they made a great decision. Just let them sit. and he'll probably honestly bounce back the next game. But I think it was just a good learning step for him.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said. Like, even though I'm still like angry at the media for comparing him to Kobe because like even you can even mention Tice said, how is 10 points comparable to Kobe? But like you said before, Aaron, you're gonna have bad nights. You can't consistently drop 30 to 40 points. Like Devin Booker's been really good in the playoffs. Like we're not bashing him as a player. It's just you can't have that one night in the you're always gonna have that one bad night, but to have it in the finals, it speaks volume, and not in a good way. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't have those bad nights in the playoffs because then people are gonna start debating like, are you really like that guy that can lead your team to a championship, or is that the 35-year-old Chris Paul somewhat more mature and better than you? Which I believe Chris Paul is the better player right now because he's showed in the regular season, but the playoffs are playoffs. That's what determines a championship. So that's why I want to see Devin Booker go for that because we know he's capable of scoring. We all know that, Aaron. Remember what he did 3 years ago when the Phoenix Suns were playing the Boston Celtics at the TD Garden? He dropped 70 points, and no one like scored that high since Kobe's 81 back in 06. So we know Devin Booker is capable of shooting and scoring the hell out of the basketball. But like you said, it's one bad night. Maybe next game he drops a 30-piece. We can't really determine the future. I guess maybe he was intimidated with the crowd in Milwaukee because we see how crazy the crowd is in Milwaukee in the Pfizer Forum. It's usually a packed crowd. They're very noisy. They even did the Giannis free throw shooting thing like all the other arenas do, where he's going to the free throw line. They're like 1, 2, 3, whatever. But not only that, but I'm sure when he was, when the bus from the Phoenix Suns from the hotel to the arena was going in, I'm sure he saw all the Bucks fans outside because there are over 20,000 Bucks fans outside the Pfizer Forum going crazy. So
25,000 people outside.
25,000 people.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, absolutely. So I'm sure when he was walking in the arena, I'm sure he was like, oh damn. Like, this is who I'm going up against. I'm not only going up against the Bucks, I'm also going in an environment where there's the opposing fans possibly heckling me and just going really, really like hardcore, which they should because the Bucks haven't made the finals since the 70s. So they have every right to like really go over the top. I know some NBA fans and sports fans in general might be like, it's a little bit over the top. Who cares? Like, they haven't made it in so long. Like I'm gonna give a good example. Obviously, shout out to Italy. We won today the Euro. Obviously, Forza Azzurri. But one thing I gotta say is, like, Italy fans were known for going over the top, but we haven't won a Euro since 1968. So if we wanna go parading and going hardcore, who cares? We're gonna do it, and that's why I see why the Milwaukee Bucks are going so hardcore because since the 1970s, they haven't won an NBA championship. So that's why they're so, like, passionate. And I respect the hell out of that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Hey, before we wrap up the Bucks and the Suns so far, the game 3, we know, at least I know, you wanted to get through something related to somebody that likes to open their mouth in a good way. That normally likes to talk what he wants to say, and he does a show as well that we all know. But also, he said something very interesting that kind of shocked a lot of us. A lot of people that are, or I should say particularly, a lot of people that are Laker fans, a lot of people that support the team, and a lot of people that, obviously are fans of Kobe Bryant. Manny, take it away.
All right. Basically, what I have to say about that, I have the utmost respect for Shannon Sharpe because he does a great job at Undisputed with Skip Bayless. He has to put up with Skip Bayless's nonsense every day. But Shannon, bro, you shocked the hell out of me what you said on Twitter. Like, saying Kobe is not a top 5 player because he only has one MVP. First of all, I'm not going to get into that yet. Right now, what I'm going to say is basically, we all know he should have had more than one MVP. 2006, I'll keep saying it, and I'll say it till the day I die, Aaron. 2006, he was robbed, highway robbery from Steve Nash. I get that Steve Nash had a great season. Not taking anything away from Steve Nash. But Kobe Bryant had one of the best offensive seasons in NBA history. People were comparing him to Michael Jordan that year. That's first off. Second, what I wanted to say is that how you're really going to rank players, Shannon? Based off of how many MVPs they have? Not because they had 5 championships, not because he's the fourth leading scorer in NBA history. Like, you're going to base it off of MVPs. So, based off of that, Shannon Sharp, if you're watching this, which probably not. Like, based off of that, are you gonna tell me that Giannis and Curry are better players all time than Kobe just because they have 2 MVPs amongst them? You can't rank players like that. It's just idiotic. It's stupid. I'm sorry for going so like outrageous right here, Aaron, but I'm keeping it real. I'm saying it as it is. I get that you're a big LeBron fan, but you're part of Laker Nation now, and do not ever in your lifetime disrespect Kobe. You did it now. All is forgiven. Yeah. Next time you do that, you're gonna have an issue with Laker Nation because you do live in LA, Shannon Sharp. Like I'm pretty sure you walked off walked off of the set of the Dispute after you guys finished filming, and I'm sure Laker fans all across the LA were just looking at you in disbelief, like, damn, why would you do that? Like, and another thing I gotta bring up, Aaron, I don't get why Kobe is being so disrespected all the freaking time. Like, ever since he started in the league, he is the most underappreciated athlete in NBA history, possibly in sports history. Because I've never seen an athlete that hated in my life. I don't know if it's because he's a Laker. I don't know because he shoots the ball too much and thinks about everything as an afterthought. But come on. Now that he tragically passed away, it still hurts in my heart. It hurts every Laker Nation in their hearts. But, like, can we just let him rest in peace? Him and his daughter, just rest in peace, please. Like, stop with the Kobe slander. Like, not only Shannon, I'm just talking about people in general on Twitter. And you know who you are if you're watching this. Like, just let the man rest in peace. Stop going after Kobe. Leave him alone. Focus on your team. Focus on basketball. Focus on whatever. Just leave Kobe's name out of your mouth if you're going to talk bad about him. If you're going to talk good about Kobe, that's what I want to hear.
Well, I'm going to talk good about him for a second because on this day, on July 11th, 1996, we got a young Kobe Bryant from the Hornets in Lakers history.
Right.
So that is the good side. That is the good side of the rant. So, you got the rant and you got the good end of it, which is what everyone wants to hear. So obviously one of the best moves in Laker history and forever in our hearts.
Shout out to Jerry West for doing that.
Shout out to Jerry West. So back to the Bucks and the Suns. Going ahead, man. Do you think next game, do you think they tie it up? Do you think the series is 2-2?
Personally, in my opinion, I think they can do it. Mind you, I did say Bucks in 7 before the series started. So I feel like it's going to go the full distance. But if Milwaukee can shut down Devin Booker like they did tonight,
yeah,
absolutely. But it's not only like if they're shutting down Devin Booker. Giannis has to have a historic performance like he did. And the guys around him have to contribute as well. Like, Chris Middleton has to be Chris Middleton. And Jrue Holiday has to be that defensive three-point shooting specialist that he's been the entire playoffs and the entire season since the Bucks acquired him. Because I even said it the moment the Bucks acquired Jrue Holiday, this was a move to possibly get them through the hump, because we all know that the Bucks front office, not only the fans, I'm talking about the front office, was still very bitter last year in the bubble when they had the best record in the NBA and they were knocked off in 5 by the Heat. So I'm pretty sure they were still bitter about that. So they're like, we need some 3-and-D on our team. So we're going to go all in. Like, who cares if Jrue Holiday's a little getting up there in age? This is a move now. This is not a move for the future. Like, Bucks had that mentality that we want to win now. The fans have been suffering since the 1970s. They want to win now. Before Giannis, Like Aaron, yeah, I was gonna say that Aaron. Before the Giannis, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the last guy that won them a championship and made it to the finals again in '73, I believe.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a Bucks fan, so I wouldn't really know that, but I believe it was '71 and '73 that they were in the finals and they won in '71.
Yeah.
And still, like, that was a championship move, and who knows? Maybe they might break the drought this year, and I would really like to see the Bucks break that drought just because I just love seeing those passionate fans outside the arena. Like, it makes me happy to see because, like, I also to go off topic a bit, I'm not a Raptors fan, but I also enjoyed it back in 2019 seeing all the Raptor fans outside the Scotiabank Arena celebrating and watching the team. So it brings me back to that. I really vibe with that, Aaron, seeing the fans not only inside but even outside. It gives a bit of a college basketball atmosphere, having all those fans go crazy.
Exactly. Hey, it'll be exciting. Next game will be game number 4. That's going to be 6 o'clock on ABC on Wednesday. And we will be there to recap game number 4. Also, as a reminder, when the finals are over, no matter who wins, we don't stop going anywhere. You're going to still hear basketball talks because the Ultimate Sports Show will be around for the offseason. So we will be talking about all the moves and all the offseason moves around the league and also around other teams as well. So
including the NBA draft.
Including the NBA draft, which Manny will be covering as well.
Yep.
That's going to do it for us for Around the NBA Playoff Edition. For Manny, Medina, and myself, I'm Aaron, guys. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you Wednesday night, guys. Take care.
Peace.